Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Adelia Carrillo from EventHi, CMO and co-founder with them. How are you doing today, Adelia?
I am doing very well. I'm super excited to be here.
It's great to have you on and a little bit late in the day, but I'm excited to learn a little bit more about EventHi. It's curious we were mentioning about a holiday there. So let's kick it off. In your own words, can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah. So EventHi, I'll say our properly, way to introduce EventHi, and then I'll say it how I normally like to say it. But EventHi provides compliant online registration and event management software tailored for cannabis event creators. So essentially what that means is EventHi is an online ticketing platform, and we work with event creators to publish, promote, and sell tickets or sponsorships for their cannabis related events. We also cater to event goers who are looking for cannabis experiences or events, and brands that are looking to sponsor these unique cannabis events.
All right, awesome to hear that there from you, Delia, and so that way our listeners can get a good understanding of the company. Then, what would you say then is a key problem or that you guys like to solve for the event goers or for
Yeah.
the
So one of the biggest problems that we are solving, and those in outside of the cannabis industry may not be aware of this, but being that cannabis is still very highly regulated, we also have a lot of challenges when it comes to banking, marketing, things like that. So 10 years ago, me and my co-founder actually were hosting cannabis events, and we ended up getting shut down off of a mainstream ticketing platform. They ended up freezing our funds. It was a nightmare. We didn't have any cannabis consumption or anything happening. It was literally a business to business event, and we got shut down. And so that was a problem that we found out. We didn't realize it was an ongoing issue with other event creators until we experienced it ourselves. And so as we went through that, we kind of were like, well, how can we solve this? Can we become that hub to where we can cater to other event creators? And it took a while. We had to figure out why these mainstream ticketing platforms couldn't cater to this industry and how we could compliantly and transparently do that. How could we cater to it? And so we did. We figured it out, and we officially launched in 2018 and have been growing ever since.
That's awesome to hear, right? And I mean, I don't want to assume here, but do you have to ask the software? So is it only specifically towards the cannabis, or can at one point would you guys transform it into another type of vertical segment for you guys?
It is an option to cater to other industries. We have had other event creators that just want to utilize some of our features, use our platform. So organically, it's already happening. But what we are going to do is we are starting to reach out to festivals, like reggae festivals or festivals or events that might want to get in front of our user base. What they might be looking for those that are interested in or enthusiasts of cannabis, even though their event may not be a cannabis event. So we are starting to work with other event creators and organizers that aren't necessarily in the cannabis event industry.
Definitely, that's important, and I mean, there must be that anticipation, that emotion going into a new industry, but it could be tough a little bit, or I'm assuming here. And would there be any type of fundraising that you guys like to get involved with when you try to go into a new industry?
Yeah, definitely. So we actually, we've been bootstrapping the company since we officially launched. We did raise some pre-seed money through an accelerator program we went through. But now that, we're really scaling as a company, and we need to enhance our technology. We now know how important it is. And so we're putting a big focus right now on our seed round. We officially put that focus in October, November, and now we're hitting the ground, and that's a full-time job. So outside of balancing what I do here, we're also trying to do that as well.
Definitely, that's important. Awesome to hear that from you. So then, how would somebody find out usually about EventHi? Is there a top client acquisition channel for you guys?
Honestly, it has been really word of mouth. See, the one thing that actually helped us evolve EventHi is because of our event creators. Our event creators are promoting their link in their newsletter, on social media, everywhere. They're texting it to people. And it goes to EventHi. And then once they go to that event, they see, they purchase a ticket, then it brings them back to our marketplace. And now they get to see all these other events that are happening. So it really has been organically and word of mouth. And, I think as we've started to grow, we also have to do outreach ourselves. We don't get to tap into the traditional marketing tools or platforms, because we still do get targeted being in the cannabis space, which is interesting. We can't really buy ads on Instagram, on Facebook, things like that. So we really have to have an organic approach. So, between me and my team, one of us or all of us will be Instagramming, DMing people directly, telling them about EventHi, going on LinkedIn. I try to educate about cannabis events and the cannabis event tips and everything like that. So there's a variety of different ways, but I would say definitely word of mouth has been our main way that we've been able to grow and evolve.
Oh, I love that. It's being a CMO. I think that's one of the greatest things, right? When you don't have to pay for any advertisement and you get all organic. I think that's lovely. So kudos on you for doing that, Adelia. And so that way our listeners who are tuned in could go ahead and visit you guys. You could always check them out at EventHi.io. What role does the website then for clients trying to buy some tickets, for new ones that are trying to create an event with you guys?
Yeah. So our website is, really focused again, that's our marketplace. So essentially there's two different areas. You can go and click create and instantly create your event within a few minutes. But when you go directly to EventHi.io, you are being shown all these different types of unique cannabis events all throughout the United States. We do cater, we can only currently work in the United States. Eventually, we're hoping to scale globally once rescheduling or descheduling happens for the cannabis industry landscape. But yeah, you'll go to EventHi, you'll be able to check out all different types of events and experiences. If you are a brand and you're interested in, maybe sponsoring an event, you literally can go find an event and you'll be able to see if they have a sponsorship deck up there as well. But we've made it pretty user-friendly to where either you're an event creator, event goer, or brand, you can find everything right directly when you go to EventHi.io.
Is there any tools or tips or methods that you would recommend to our listeners as far as some marketing strategies that would lead for that website lead generation?
Yeah, I mean, if there is an event that you like, go to that event link and share it. Share it on LinkedIn, share it on Instagram, share it with whoever and anyone that you may want to go to. I think as the cannabis industry is starting to evolve, it's not as taboo as it once was, and it's not as intimidating. You'll find, some people might think because it's a cannabis event platform, you're just going to find maybe sessions or festivals. There's so much on our platform. There's investor events. There's Ganja yoga events. There's health and wellness events. There's educational events. There's support groups for moms, for Canna moms. So, again, you can find anything on our site that might be of interest to you. I even saw a jazz and cannabis event once on our platform. So there really is an event for anyone who maybe likes to consume or learn about cannabis, but also have another activity involved with it.
Awesome. All right. Great to hear that. And well, let's switch gears then a little bit, Adelia, and let's talk about you being the co-founder and CMO there for EventHi. What are some key tasks to focus on your day-to-day work?
Well, usually my day starts off with some of our marketing. So I'm starting to look, I'll look at our analytics. I'll look at how our newsletter did from the week before. I'll check our content calendar and see what our team is working on. That's one of the other things. And I know I might be digressing a little bit from the question, but, that's one of the things when it comes to even with our organic marketing is, in the beginning, our event creators were the ones who helped us grow. And now that we've been able to grow, now we can go and promote them. So we get to promote them through our weekly newsletter. We do have marketing campaigns on social media platforms. We promote on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, all the different platforms as well. And so we just find different ways that we can also give back to the event creators who've helped us grow as well. But again, that's kind of what's in my day-to-day. In the morning, I kick off with marketing. I'm looking at all those different avenues that we are promoting these events, seeing what we have in the lineup, seeing what new events are on the platform. Then from there, it goes into a little bit of I have investor hour. So I'm out there researching for reaching out to new investors. And then, just meeting with our team. We are currently redeveloping our platform. So we just got out of public beta last year, and that was V1 of EventHi. Now we are coming to launch V2 of EventHi, which will allow for a lot more new features, a lot more data analytics for event creators to look, when it comes to finding out who their customers are, and a variety of different things that we're going to be offering. So that's another big focus that I'm focused on right now.
Oh, awesome. Sounds like you have a full plate there on your hands. And throughout all that time, how do you stay up to date with all the marketing updates that are, coming out every month now, especially after, AI hit the market last year? How do you stay up to date? Is there a specific channel that you like to go through?
So what I've built, I'm sure other people use it, but I love Google Alerts. Like I literally will look at like little notifications on that to learn about any new announcements, anything that could be happening. I also, I'm always trying to find new podcasts to listen to when it comes to marketing. So finding Pathmonk has been really cool. Honestly, I've been listening to a couple of the interviews before this interview happened. So, just finding different avenues where I can really continue to learn and grow has been key. But for me, it has really been Google Alerts. It's been easier because it comes into my inbox when it taps into certain keywords that I'm looking for.
Definitely. Okay. Awesome. Great to hear that. And now we'll jump into our next section here, Adelia, which is our rapid fire question round. Are you ready for them?
Yes.
Awesome. First off, what is the last book that you read?
Girls Stop Apologizing.
Okay, interesting. There.
It's been a good one. I've been one of those that I apologize a lot. And there's times where they'll be like, you don't even need to say sorry. Why are you even saying sorry right now? But yeah, that's been a good book for me.
Awesome. Great. Next is, what is one single thing that the company is focused on at the moment the most?
Onboarding new event creators. We're really focused on continuing to reach out to new event creators. And even if they don't want to fully use us solely, we look at even wanting to be their secondary, second ticketing platform for them until they fully move over to using EventHi.
Perfect. Awesome. Next is, if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Well, if there was no boundaries in technology, I would say no boundaries on the cannabis industry, letting us have access to a lot of the traditional marketing tools, because it is easy for the organic growth. I'm super grateful for it. But at times it's very frustrating not being able to do traditional advertising and marketing for our business.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Great there. Next is, if there was one repetitive task that you could automate, what would that be?
I think it would be something with my inbox, because my inbox, no matter how many times I try to clean it up, it just gets hounded with so many emails. And I can't find the ones that I need, and that's also similar to LinkedIn, actually. So LinkedIn, I have the same problem. I get spam with, a bunch of different messages, and I just want to find the ones that are like actual conversations. And I don't know how we could do that, but if there would be a way, that'd be awesome.
I think everybody agrees with you on that one. So then somebody come up with something, right?
Yeah.
Well, Adelia, lastly, I do want to ask, you have a lot of experience already, but what is one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
I would say it would be to learn how to work through imposter syndrome a lot earlier. I feel like a lot of times I held myself back as a marketer, especially in the beginning, because I felt like I was young or I didn't have the knowledge. But at the time, in reality, I just didn't speak up. And so that would be my advice, is to, if I were to go back in time, it would be to use my voice and feel confident if I felt I had the answer to speak up and say it.
Definitely. Okay. Awesome. Great advice there for everybody. Love it. And well, we are coming to the end of the show here, Adelia, but before we do end, I do want to give you the last word. If someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is that one thing they should remember about your company?
The one thing to remember about our company is that EventHi is the gateway for cannabis events. You can find us with that kind of mindset. We're the gateway to the cannabis event culture.
Well, there you guys heard it. You can always check them out at EventHi.io. Adelia, thank you so much for being on. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to our next episode at Pathmonk Presents. Thanks a lot, Adelia.
Thank you.